I hear what you.
Sundays and Wednesdays, yeah. 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't notice I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing it. And so look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you. With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
What up? What up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we got Commanders and SCSU #1 fan, Chuck Little John. And underneath us both, man, we got Decatur's report card killer, Corey Davis. What's up, my G's?
What's happening?
What's going on? It's a wonderful, wonderful day.
I don't know, Chuck. It ain't about to be wonderful.
Wow. I need to get ready for some festivities or some pop-offs.
No.
Pop-offs now.
No. No.
We got a little something to talk about. So let's welcome everybody out there on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We have moved up 2 spots, man. We're at 482 subscribers, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us, man. We appreciate it.
Slow churn. It's like butter.
Like butter, baby. Slow it. Remember, tell a friend, bring a friend when you come to the channel, man. We do it every Wednesday and Sunday at 8 o'clock. We're going to have a big announcement for you all coming up the next couple weeks, man. So we'll actually start preparing y'all for this big announcement weekly, man. So y'all can prepare to make a transition with us. So it's good things, man. And then we'll be looking for some sponsors as well. So we're just throwing it out there right now.
Now, hey, and before you finish, I want to say this to the That's Right family. Look over here at us too. Look for all them thousands and thousands of people. Take a look at us too. You know, goodness gracious.
Yeah, we are part of them. You know, so we want to jump on their coattails, man. So,
right.
Hey,
come on with it.
All that's over there, 10,000, 28,000, 64,000, 65,000 on following my wife. Hey, come on here.
Hey, you gotta start sitting in there with her. Hey, she married.
Absolutely, man. So we have a great sponsor, man, that we have to recognize. So let's get him in. Are you in the market for a new home or looking to refinance your conventional, FHA, or VA loan? The crew and you have the perfect guy for you, the mortgage guy, Alvin Jameson. That's right, Alvin Jameson at alvinjameson.com. You can also reach him as we do at 404-587-9033. Financing a home can be one of the biggest investments you can make. Go with the one the crew and you trust, Alvin Jameson. And when you reach out to him, let him know you heard it from the crew and you.
And you.
Thank y'all once again to our great sponsor, Alvin Jameson. And y'all, we are having a charity golf tournament, man. We have partnered up with Adaptive Life Foundation for a charity golf tournament on April 10th, 2023. Come out with us, man. Compete, fellowship, golf with the TCY crew, man. It's going to be a great event for a great cause. Adaptive Life Living, man. We hope to see you there. We hope that you are a sponsor, a whole, and bring a foursome, man. Come play with us. All right, we appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all on the 10th.
Big shout out to Earl Clyde, man. Is it Clyde or Clatt?
Clatt.
C-L-A-I-T-T. Clatt.
My dog. So, man, we appreciate it, man. So let's jump right in, y'all. Uh, I want to talk about the youngins, man. I want to talk about our youngins, our Gen Zs. It was a topic of conversation at church today, and it brought me to what we wanted to talk about. You know, the younger generation that we have right now, our Gen Zs, are in a very difficult life, a very difficult lifestyle. It's a little different than when we grew up at. You know, they have a lot of influences out there, from social media to television to entertainment. Who was, from, people are out there just doing anything. They said there was a story that kids don't even want to be humans no more. They're going around as animals. They want to be known as animals now. So this is the world is searching for things, man. So yeah, I heard this story probably last year, and I want to say it was in like Forsyth County, where kids were going to school dressed up as like a dog. They don't eat like humans eat. They want to eat out of a bowl, and their parents are allowing this to happen.
What?
Um, yeah,
Is that your church?
huh?
Is that your church?
No. This is that. This is in Forsyth, but no, this is things that are happening for our Gen Zs, man.
They want to be animals.
They don't want to be recognized as girl or boy. They want to be recognized as a dog or a cat, whatever it may be. Yeah.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, so because hey, look, I guess maybe my gen, we didn't do that. But what does that mean if you want to be a giraffe, a dog, or a cat? I mean, what is there? Is there a hierarchy? Is there, tell me where's this going?
I don't know. It's not a hierarchy. I think it's just a what did they say? You want to be, how they say, I don't want to be recognized as a man or a woman no more.
Oh,
You recognized as a dog.
Is it in that same lane as the, and listen, I'm just being honest, the LGBTQ and a few other letters. So, I have a family member, and they use the word pronouns. You know what I'm saying? They use pronouns on how they describe themselves, like a him or a her, or I am a it, or okay. So I get where he's coming from at this point. I hadn't heard about the animals, but when I was talking to her, she said, you got to ask me what my pronouns are. I said, what are your pronouns? She and her. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, it was a little weird to me, but that was where she was going with how, like I said, and honestly, she's 22 years old, but pronouns describe what her personality is, and she was saying that when you, I guess, as opposed to me, because it's nowhere near. I'm explaining it totally wrong. I probably might be left-sided, but where she was trying to take me, I didn't fully understand. But I'm getting where you're going with it with this. Right. They want to be described as opposed to being.
But it's the Gen Z generation that we're dealing with right now, from 12 to 25. That's the Gen Z era.
12 to 25.
Man. So Ja Morant falls into that Gen Z that criteria or whatever we want to call it. And he's reaching out. He's reaching out for something. He's chasing something. And personally, I feel like all the stuff that he's chasing, you're only going to find in one thing, and that is God. Like, that is Jesus Christ. Like, that's the only way you're going to find that happiness or that secureness that he's looking for. He's been now suspended for 2 games because of he was on his IG flashing a gun while having a good time with his friends. But this is a multitude of problems or situations that has happened in the last month with Ja Morant. And I feel like we're losing Ja, a great player, to the streets. So Y'all give me your thoughts on the whole situation with Ja. Let's start with you, Big Corey.
A few weeks ago, Shannon Sharp had brought this out, on whatever, show, on this Fox show, Undisputed. You're not that dude. You're not that dude. You grew up in a 2-family home. You got a 2-family home now. You wasn't raised that way. I don't know, and I kind of believe that, we didn't see that earlier, but I think we kind of touched on it here and there, like how the team, the whole bully ball situation. I think another kid on the team has gotten suspended also behind his 16th tech. Is it
Dillon Brooks?
Yeah. So with that being said, I was talking to my wife about this. Being in Memphis, like whenever there's a foul, whenever there's a situation that happens on the court, it's done happened 3, maybe 4 times now where, guys that ain't even on the team will step on the court because he had a simple foul or altercation with another player. You can't go this far. You can't bring in the people that you associate with to think that it's the same game that you're playing outside. You're a professional sportsman at this point. Your friends, your father, they can't step on the court just because you got into, a little altercation on a basketball team with another basketball player. It's not that. It's not like that. It's not a hood basketball game that you're playing. Now, I'm gonna say this, and this is just my thoughts and feelings. He's been adopted by that Memphis hood mentality, and he's embraced it at this point, or either he's going too far and he can't get himself out of it. And I think his attitude now is reflecting the people that are around him now. And I just don't think he knows how to get out. I don't think his father knows how to get out there. Because his father, is like a local celebrity in Memphis when you watch those games. And for the most part, you'll see him arguing with players. You'll see him arguing with the refs. You'll see him, arguing with people in the stands. And it shouldn't have to come to that. If you watch his sister's high school basketball games, it's the same way. It's that same trash where she's a good player, but the people that are in the stands, at this point now, you have local celebrities that are coming to see the games. He'll come to see his sister's games, and then he'll bring people with him. And sometimes they'll bring that element along with that at a simple high school basketball game. I just think it's gotten out of hand, bro. I do.
OG.
I started by saying that he don't have no true friend. Because if he did, somebody would have stepped up and say, "Man, you don't need to be on social media doing this." So that's the first thing. I think the people he's surrounded by right now are not looking out for his best interest. That's why I put in our chat. I don't think they're looking out for his best interest. He needs to cut ties and start over again. And to me, I know he have to. Because if not, he's going down the wrong road. He's going down the wrong path. The path he's going down right now, he not gonna survive. So he got, would it be cut ties or would it be make some type of adjustments and take more responsibility and more of his life? I mean, even if it comes down to his father, I know it's your father, but if your father's even instilling this and causing the chaos too, then you got to do something. Hey, Dad, we need to talk. We can't have this going on. Like you say, at my games, at my sister's games, it just puts out the wrong image about me and the people that surrounded me. That's just what I think. I know he came out with a statement saying that he's trying to seek some help or whatever the case may be. But if you seek that help and you still surround yourself around the same people doing the same thing, how much is the help going to be when you come back?
Right.
I hate to use the analogy of somebody that gets hooked on a substance or something like that. But if you go into a rehab to get help, and then you come out of rehab and you go right back to the same people that's doing what you were doing, it's not going to benefit you. It'll put you right back in the same situation.
Is this a rehab situation?
No, I'm just giving it as an example.
I'm just saying, they say you got to get help. Is it a rehab?
Get help. That's what you say.
How?
But I think the help mentally. So
Yeah.
it maybe it's talking because he's reaching out. All this stuff that he's doing, he's reaching out for it, maybe attention. You know, we know he comes from a two-parent household and everything, but maybe he's not getting what he needs there. You know, so he does need to talk to somebody because he's still looking for something else out there. That's why
Oh,
that's why you go to the streets. Like you go to the streets because you feel that's your happy place. That you feel like to get away from whatever pain or whatever from whatever anxiety that he is having with the because it's a lot. It can be a lot for a kid to take on the leadership of a team, and now not just the team, the city.
how old is he?
23, 24, 22, 22, 23. So he's a young guy, young kid, man.
Right.
So maybe all that on all those pressures are 23. Snack says 23. So maybe those are adding to the anxiety, the pressures of dealing with all that. And I heard like a lot of NBA players say they go through depressions, they go through anxieties and stuff, and they don't know how to deal with it. So maybe that's the help that he's talking about trying to get.
Well, let me ask you this: because you're the closest to us that with a 23-year-old, that do you see those type of changes in your boys?
I know that they go through struggles, but our children are really grounded in Jesus. So they're very spiritual. So they know when they are going through something, they know who to lean on. So their faith is in God. So they put all their worries and their trust in that. So when something does go on, we find out after the fact most of the time. Hey, I dealt with this, and this. I spoke. I had conversations with my father, and this is what he came. This is what happened, and so they kind of tell us after the fact. So, but they do go through it. My 20-year-old goes through it now. So it's. So I know that they are going through a lot. I know they are going through a lot. So we just need to make sure we praying for this dude, man, that he does put himself around the right people. And like Snack said, man, I think we said this on the show a while ago, like the NBA is missing vets. They're missing NBA veterans on the teams. I think teams need that, man. They need that veteran out there to show them that you can be a star and not be in the streets. LeBron James, Steph Curry. I mean, they all are stars and have done that without being in the streets like that.
Do they want to be mentors now? Do they want to? As cool as he is before all the trouble is coming, people want to be around. They want to be around y'all. But if he doesn't want to receive it, or if you got guys that say, "Listen, we can't talk to these young cats anymore," what can they do?
I believe they do want to be coached and taken under a wing of a veteran. I think they do. But I think it has to come from within. I'm not saying go out and try to reach out to Steph Curry and try to get him under your ring. It would have to be from the inside. The inside veterans will introduce you to the others outside of your team, so that's why I believe it is, man. I think he needs it. Snack says, man, I think the organization has failed Ja, and that young man not bringing in some vets to stabilize him. Yeah.
Okay. But I guess just like on that statement though, I guess just like y'all said though, you can, if you brought in the vets to try to stabilize them, but if they don't receive it, so I mean, I can talk to them blue in the face, but if you don't listen to what I'm saying and don't take my advice and just keep doing your thing, then bringing the vets may or may not help. They can keep influencing them and keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, it's going to be up to him to accept the advice and accept the information.
Oh, absolutely. It's a two-way street. It is definitely a two-way street. And like my daughter Kennedy says, man, they need someone who models the correct way to act. Not necessarily a mentor, but a role model. You know, and go ahead, Corey.
I'm gonna say something that OG may not like, but I'm gonna use another Jerry Jones scenario. Jerry Jones used to put together, and the last person he had to do this with was Dez Bryant. To keep Dez Bryant from getting himself in trouble, he had 3 guys that was with him 24/7. Am I not right, Galen? I can't find anybody to mentor you, so I got to put some guys around you to keep you out of trouble. You know, to me, it was like, you know, you had guys that come to the Cowboys organization that were better than role models, that been through the trials and tribulations, and say, listen, this is where we are now. If you can't listen to this piece of it, now I got to put some key people around you to keep yourself out of trouble. You know, it's like, if you don't want to listen to what's going on, if you don't want to take some of these NFL Hall of Famers that have gone through it and have showed you the right way to get here, now I got to protect you from yourself. So I'm thinking at this point, they need to go to that Jerry Jones motto where you are an asset to my team. So I got to keep you from acting crazy. So keep these 3 jokers here with you, you know, at all times. I mean, what else can we do at this point?
Mm-hmm.
So
go ahead, OG.
On that note, so do we think that the Cowboys are the only team that does something like that? We don't think that the coach like Mike Tomlin would do something like that. Only thing about the Cowboys is the Cowboys puts theirs out there so they can get that publicity.
Okay,
I'm sure other teams do it, but they just don't put it out there like the Cowboys do.
Y'all need the people in the front office. Y'all need people everywhere for your team.
Now you know this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying you always go back to this Jerry Jones thing. I'm saying that other teams probably do that. They just don't go for the fanfare like the Cowboys do.
I can only go for what I know.
He's seen though, like that, like you said, it's out there, so you got to use it.
No,
he just giving an example.
I'm not giving Jerry Jones no props.
But I'm saying, if I were wrong, G would have told me, nah, he ain't do it like that. But listen, Jerry Jones said, listen, I'm trying to help him, but at the same time, I gotta keep some people around him, you know, to help him, you know, from tearing up himself.
Yeah.
But still, I still say you can put people to try to help him, but it's gonna be up to him to accept the help.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's definitely true. But I think you still have to do it.
Right.
Right.
But it could be up to him to accept the help, though.
Like Snack said, man, it's still better than having no guidance at all.
Right.
You know, so you gotta try. Especially this is your guy. Like, this is your franchise. This is your franchise. And we've all seen what happened to another guy who they used to call the franchise. Being around a lot of different things that wasn't great for him.
Who?
Stevie franchise.
Oh.
You know, you can be on top of the hill, and then that thing will knock you down in the heartbeat, man. And I don't want to see that for Ja.
So I got one question for y'all about the statement, that part of his statement.
Okay.
He says, I'm going to take some time away to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being. So do we think he could take time away from the game?
If he ain't, the NFL, I mean NBA will. That's what he gonna do.
Because he out for 2 games right now.
Yeah,
right.
That's Memphis did that.
Yeah,
right, so my thing is, by him making this statement, is he gonna take additional time away? And the second thing is, you know, do we think this is legitimately coming from him? Or did somebody sit down and talk to him and say, hey, you better say this?
That's a great question. My wife was shaking her head no. You got to have some people to say, "Listen, we got to clean this up." You know.
Yeah, he got to have some people.
It may not be his word
in his corner.
Yeah,
Like
I think it's from him. I think it's from him. I think you look at, because whoever his agent is, his agent called him up like, buddy, Nike, they got your back right now, but you can't keep doing this
that close.
like it's just like they got rid of Kyrie, they gonna get rid of you. They gonna find somebody else put in your spot.
But I don't know, G. I think OG may have a point here. You don't find Jesus in 2 days. You know, you don't make the change. You know, just you got caught because you put it on your own social media network. Now, if you got a phone call, you don't go, "Yeah, I got to seek some help." You right, man. I don't know. He may have something here. I think you know, somebody trying to dress up this pig right now because it's a mess. I don't know if he know it just yet. But like you said, Nike take the rug up from under him, or you know, you got to take something from him for him to realize this is serious. I don't know if he found that out just that fast, G.
When the reports started coming out about Nike might try to leave,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a when you start seeing Nike come across the screen and John Morant, I think that's an eye opener
For a 23-year-old,
$100 million.
I'm just saying they don't know until you take stuff away. They don't know yet. Like all you doing right now is just doing the kid like this. You know, he was just he brandished the gun at
He's trying to open his eyes up so he doesn't have to lose.
Right.
So you don't want him to lose it and then figure it out. You want to try to fix the problem before it becomes a issue where you have to take it away from him.
That's what a person like us would do. You know what I'm saying? A person that has the experience to know if they take this away from you, this is what's going to happen. 48 hours ago, he was just in finish line with his mama, you know, getting into it with a finish line employee. Then right after that, you brandish a gun online saying, "You ever touch my mama, or whatever, you're gonna get this heat." You know, he doesn't know just yet. That's what I'm thinking. You know, he's doing crazy stuff right now. But then, yeah, it may be some people giving him a call. But you think that he's brightened up just that fast? You think that he's smartened up just that fast?
Yeah, we did. So Snack said, "Did you hear about him assaulting the 17-year-old?" Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. All this has happened in the last 2-3 weeks, month,
week, last week.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that he understands the ramifications of everything that he's doing right now. That's my hope. I'm hoping he gets it. I'm hoping he's not listening to the Jalen Roses and the Paul Pierces out there, because they are out there kind of, I don't want to say coddling, but they're saying, you know, I understand. I was there. I was in that situation. I had Paul Pierce. I had somebody put a gun out on me and rob me. He's not in that same situation. Whatever you dealt with, Paul Pierce, that's not what Ja is dealing with right now.
I didn't agree with Paul Pierce's statement, but what about Jalen Rose? You didn't like Jalen Rose's statement?
I like what Jalen said about him being young and at that age, you know, where he thought he was. He carried a gun and all this and that. But even when Jalen Rose was carrying a gun, Jalen Rose wasn't on social media doing it. There wasn't really a social media back then, but he wasn't in the streets doing it. He wasn't, you know, he was at least smart about it a little bit. So I can understand him saying, "Yeah, I was young at one time. We was all young at one time and did some dumb stuff." That don't make it right. That's what we're trying to say. Just because we did dumb stuff at a young age don't mean it's right. We're trying to get you to not do those dumb things.
I'm gonna give you an example of somebody.
Okay.
Running back for the Washington Commanders.
Which one? Gibson
got
or
robbed? Got Brian Robinson. Got robbed. Got shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then come out on social media, Brandon, no weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Young, what is he? 23.
It's his first year. He a rookie. Yeah.
A rookie,
Yeah.
right? But it was what, 4 years in college?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's about 22, 23.
Yep.
So yeah, so just because you're that young don't mean you got to do it that way. And so I don't agree with Jalen Rose. I don't agree with Jalen Rose with that. You know, I think you gotta tell him, hey, young man, hey, I was there. Don't do that. don't. I understand why he's doing it. No, that's not okay. That's not helping him out. You know, that's the same thing that everybody's saying is he don't have the right people in his corner. You know, telling them what's wrong. You know, so don't feed into that, man. What's up, NF Skull? NF Skull, which one is that one? Is that
No Face Skull? That we said that's your nephew, wasn't
is that my nephew still?
Yeah, I think that's NF Skull. Then Slimeball Chris.
Slimeball Chrissy.
That's Chris.
Right. I thought he was NF something else. NF.
He was NF Astro, NF. He was both.
What's up, nephew?
Yeah.
That's easy. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's my nephew again. Okay. So Chris said, yeah, that's not okay at all, man. And this is where we don't want it. I just hope Ja doesn't end up like young Dolph. Or, or doggone Takeoff.
Yeah.
Or, we're seeing too many of our youngins, man, fall to the by the gun, by the kids. We have to stop living that is what they think is a glamorous life. We got to stop it, man. We got to control it, man, a little better.
Yeah. They want to have money and hood at the same time. It's embraced. For some strange reason, they want that.
Street cred. They want street cred. Why you want? Yeah, why you want street cred?
My wife just said, they playing hood.
Playing, yeah. Playing hood with people out there who are really in the hood, and that's where the problems come.
Right.
And then you won't be on social media branching the gun because there's already enough crazy things going on here. So suppose he got pulled over.
Right.
Police were seeing the fact that he'd been brandishing the gun.
Yeah.
They could handle him in a different manner. So you just don't want to put that out there. It's just my opinion, but
yeah. Snack says he hopes he can pick up Kobe's work ethic. And Slimeball said, man, he's trying to make it out the league. He's one of the very few that made it to the league. They're trying to make it out the league, and that's wild. You do all that to get away from everything, not stay in it. You get it, to get out of it. So, and we're praying for you, big dog job, man. You have a bright career future ahead of you. We definitely don't want you to fall by the wayside, man, and just be another statistic, So, all right.
Thanks.
Hey, man, I thought that was a great way to start the show out. And it was back to the Gen Zs, man. I saw a video of, and I think this dude is like one of the greatest entertainers that we have right now. Mr. Chris Brown. He put on a heck of a show in, I want to say, Dublin. I mean, he is out there killing it. But I saw him in the club after the concert.
Yeah, Gen Z, though, he's 35 years old.
Is he 35?
33.
Yeah, he's not Gen Z.
He's Gen Z.
He a youngster. He a youngster.
Yeah, I give you that.
But he's out there. Northern cocaine, man.
Ooh, Chris Brown?
Chris Brown, dog.
He's still cocaine?
Dog. And they say this is just the normal for entertainers.
Oh, not Chris Brown. Not Breezy.
Breezy. They said that he does it. Or entertainers do it so they can stay up. So it's like a party drug for them now. I'm like, man, I am old. I'm old because people like, man, where you been under a rock? That's what they do.
Oh,
It's a normal thing now.
real.
Oh, millennial. Everybody say he's a millennial.
He's 33.
Yeah, he's not surprised. She's not surprised. Wow.
Yeah, like look, Shaka Khan, remember she came on Versus, Shaka Khan was high as you lit. Look, Stephanie Mills was like, oh my God, this is my friend. I gotta help it. Remember, Stephanie Mills was singing half her song. Get off.
I'm just not surprised either, man.
Yeah, I ain't want Chris Breezy on it though.
So Snack said, man, what y'all think Ritalin is? I don't know, dog. What is Ritalin? I don't know.
Come on, Snack. Hey, listen, get off of buddy.
I don't know, Brody. I don't know what Ritalin is, my dog.
How you take Ritalin?
I had to ask Theory.
I don't really do it. So it says like cocaine. Okay, is that Ritalin?
Yeah.
I don't even know where to get it, how to do it. You know who they
News to me.
Right. Oh Lord, my man, he froze up there. hey, his internet service is on Ritalin. My man froze it up.
I told him what to do.
Huh?
I already recommended to him what to do.
What'd you tell him?
I got me a repeater.
A repeater? What's that?
It repeats the signal closer to where I am now.
Oh, okay.
You know, kind of the same thing. I guess you say you doing.
We got a mess system. I told him that.
Yeah.
So Snack Panther said ADHD.
ADHD folks.
Okay. You can work yourself out of ADHD too. You got to work hard, but for kids anyway. But
yeah, really. First time I ever heard of it.
Yeah, OG G over there. He working on his internet service got Ritalin right now, or it has ADHD. He's trying to work on it, but we were gonna transition to the grades for the NFC South and NFC East. That's because each of our teams are in one of those two divisions. So I have a guest with me today. She don't want to come on, but she wants to talk about the grades that our teams and some of the teams that she was focusing on. Because she went deep into this. And honestly, that's why I was saying, OG, get ready. Because she was upset with your squad.
Why just my squad?
It is your squad. I'm just saying.
I said, why just my squad?
No.
Got bad grades too.
Yeah. There's a bunch of teams that got bad grades, but she was more. Your scorecard. Opened her eyes a little bit.
I did not single.
She's singling nobody out. She's singling nobody out.
And I can tell you what, I would expect no less, because right now, the ownership is in turmoil.
Yeah.
So it's all gonna flow down here. He's not caring that much about the team, facilities and nothing like that. He too much trying to CYA right now.
Oh, so he don't have time to worry about the NFL Players Association and their gripes.
Right. I don't think he has time for that. I think he's too much trying to CYA right now, and he's not putting that much focus on the team. Which somebody needs to step in and just go ahead and boot him out. Bring somebody else in that's go do that and progress along.
Mm. So we there he is. Okay, all right.
All right, go ahead. What were y'all talking about?
I didn't know. We didn't know when you were coming back, but I knew we were going to transition to these NFL for the grade reports. So
yeah.
We started. We had started. So go ahead.
All right. So man, last week on Wednesday, man, we started talking about these report cards that have come out for the NFLPA Players Association. They've come out and gave a grade on each team that they're associated with. And we wanted to dive a little deeper into these teams. And we're gonna try to go through all the teams over these next weeks or so. But to try to talk about the reasons why people may not want to go there, or maybe why people want to leave there. And so we want to get a little deeper into these things right here. So
yeah, I was telling OG I brought somebody with me today.
Yeah, he got a guest.
Brought a guest with me.
They don't want to come on screen, but they could be talking though.
Yeah. So
I want to face who singing the music about my team.
You know what I look like.
I want to welcome to the show my wife.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the show, Kanisha. So Snack says, man, are the rumors true? The Ravens going to trade Lamar Jackson to the Commanders?
I hope not. We already talked about that. Because and I talk about this real quick, because if they trade for Lamar Jackson, it's go pretty much have to dismantle the whole team.
Turn your team upside down.
So if he come in there, then what kind of support are you gonna have?
Right.
Unless they can structure a deal where they can kind of keep the team intact.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you can do that, because I'm sure it's gonna want a full basket for Lamar. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna want players, they're gonna want draft picks. So, yeah, I would love to have Lamar, but not at the expense of, I've always said that I'm not with this one player for 10 people.
Right. You have been adamant about that. About that.
Yeah, I would love to have him, but not at the expense of dismounting the whole team.
Yeah. Also, the money that y'all would spend on Lamar Jackson, y'all could fix the plumbing in the facilities. Right.
See, here we go. I need to face my adversary.
You were talking about money and not being a good value. I'm just saying where else the money could go.
But I just expressed my statement about all that to say that our owner.
I agree with you.
I'll be here worried.
But our owner he's not too particularly tuned in to what's going on with the facilities nor the team. Like I said, he's too much trying to CYA right now. And my thing is, even though it's my owner, I think they need to go ahead, push him on out the door, bring in somebody that's going to be a true owner, and let the team repair all the facilities, repair the plumbing, Kanisha, repair everything else that we got F's on.
Y'all got hot water, cuz.
And move on.
So let me paint a picture real quick before my wife comes on. So she comes and she goes, y'all need to go get deep. Y'all need to get deeper in these grade reports. And I go, what you mean? I said, what you talking about? And she go, some of this stuff don't make no sense at all. And she go, and I'm reading on Washington Commanders, they don't have hot water. And I was like, they have hot water. They got the tubs are too small. And I was like, the tubs are too small because offensive lineman can't get in there and relax in the hot tub. I was like, oh my Lord. So,
but there's been reports of rats and other positions.
I called you. I said, hey man, listen. I said, somebody want to come on the show on Sunday. She has some natural gripes about some of these teams, or it's just amazing to her how some of these teams are reacting, like charging people for snacks.
No, meals.
I'm sorry.
Meals.
With that being said, go ahead. Yeah, y'all go ahead and do this. And like I say, since she gonna want to talk, I'll be here.
So, and just to go back to Snack's question, man. For me, I think, man, where there's smoke, there's normally fire. So I don't think they're getting this information from just anywhere. I think there's been some talks going on. So I wouldn't put it past them. I thought
it was a joke. I thought it was a prank. I thought they were just talking trash.
People make jokes about stuff they know about. Yeah. People make jokes about stuff they know about.
We'll see. I think I'm with OG because Atlanta's one of the teams that we're being talked about also. But I don't want to give up the farm.
Right. But I think there's fire there too, though. I think there's smoke. I think there's gonna be some fire there too. I think y'all really have an interest in trying to get Lamar Jackson. I don't think
I'm sure we may be. But like OG was saying, there are other teams that probably interested too. But we don't want to give up the farm. But then there's some that may want to. They want to start all over. And I don't know. I'm surprised that the Ravens aren't. One of the teams that are trying to do the same thing. This is supposed to be their guy.
Yeah.
But let's start. Let's get into this. Let's get into these.
Hey man, so y'all want to let's do the NFC South.
She wants to start with the East first.
No, I don't have a preference.
Yeah.
We want to start.
I do not have a preference.
Okay.
All right. Well,
South.
let's want to start with South?
That's what you just said.
Okay, let's go. All right. So we have, of course, the Saints, the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Bucks, all in the South. All right. The Bucks. Let's start there, man. The Tampa Bay Bucks. They're ranked number 26th overall. And I went back and looked at their record. They're 8-9. Looking at their gripes, they say they have no family room, no daycare. The training room is suspect. It's small. The locker room is too small. And the team travel. They get roommates for their team traveling. They were a pretty successful team while Tom Brady was there, right? Do y'all think that does it really matter that you have a roommate while you're traveling?
Grown ass man, what I need to get another twin bed, a full size bed with somebody else. I'm a professional athlete, and G got to be in my room with me for what?
Okay, but I have an asterisk to something that you said. They did well because their division sucks. Did they really do well because they were good, or did they do well because they didn't really have much competition?
Mm-hmm. That's a
they had competition. The Falcons ain't that. No, they had no.
That's a great point. They were 8-9 and won the division.
Yeah, that division was up for grabs the whole year.
But what last year they was 13-3 last year, or something like that.
Right. So do we think these conditions is just recently happened, or these conditions been there for these teams? Because they also went and won the Super Bowl too.
Exactly.
Right.
And I don't think this is just over 1 year. I think this
right.
is
That's what I'm saying. These conditions are probably ongoing. So
ongoing, right?
Sure. Right. And this was, like you said, this is the first year that the players have an opportunity to say something. It's been like this. Like I said, y'all probably that hot water probably been off 2 years now in Washington. Maybe
I didn't see nobody no hot water being on. I saw hot tubs being too small. I ain't seen nobody no hot water.
Your warm water is not sufficient.
Yeah. Save on the gas.
That's right.
But you know what? Okay, so in this NFC South, let's take the Falcons. You know, what me and Kanisha, what I realize is they're not talking about the stadiums here. They're talking about the practice facilities. Like Flowery Branch is, a little bit over 10 years old. Mm-hmm. If there hadn't been any updates after 10 years, like the technology changes, yearly. If there's anything that they're more or less speaking about, I think, tell me where you got this information from.
So there's a young lady that I follow on TikTok, and she has worked for NFL teams. Her job is to help take prospective players to tour the facilities and kind of give them the rundown of the teams as they're deciding where they're going to go. Mm-hmm. So she was saying that with the exception of the family room and childcare, when you hear them talk about like the dining facilities, the weight rooms, all of that, they're talking about the practice facility, the locker room, because that is where they spend the bulk of their time. That's where they're spending all of their training time, most of their practice time. When you think about it, the only time they're at the actual stadium is their run-through days and their home games, which is only about less than half the season. So the ratings are based on the practice or training facility.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So like the Falcons, they'll do a run-through on Saturday evening. But for the most part, like you said, 90% of it is at Flowery Branch. And Flowery Branch at this point, a little bit over 10 years old. So when you're using these facilities from a football team, perspective, yeah, it's gonna get wore down real quick. When you got players coming in and out of the thing every day. So yeah, I can at this point it brought a little bit more light to where the grades were coming from. If your owner hadn't upgraded their practice facilities, or like you said, that home living for the wives and the kids, yeah, it's gonna look a little terrible. So some of these grades may be true, but they'll be based on practice facilities,
which is important because, like you said, you spend 85% of your time at the practice facility. Yeah. So I think that's very important. And for me, I think major problems are food service, and the type of food that you're getting. And from what I'm seeing is your strength and conditioning coaches. Mm-hmm. As a free agent, you want to be able to come to a place where you're going to be taken care of, your food, your meals, and also your strength and conditioning coaches are going to make you better. The Atlanta Falcons, they got a D- in that category for our strength and conditioning coaches, not developing their players, not helping their players get better.
But okay, can I say something though? The one thing I want to say, not to defend my husband's Falcons, but the one thing that
this is our Falcons. You sit there and get me too. Don't do that.
My team is in Cleveland.
You pay for this team.
I do. Yeah, okay. But if I'm gonna tell you the thing that I thought was the most important number out of everything, out of all the grades we heard, out of everything that was there, the most important thing to me was the owner confidence score. The percentage of players that said they were confident that the owners were willing to invest in making the facilities better, whatever was deficient, making it better. And one thing I can say about the Atlanta Falcons, if we're in it talking about the NFC South right now, 100% of players polled in Atlanta said that they had full confidence that Arthur Blank would invest in making the necessary improvements for the team. So I think that is something, like, if you're looking as a family, because I mean, I can't speak for NFL players, but I know in our household, we make decisions as a family. So if my husband is taking a position, a role or something, and we're looking at things together, I'm going to say that is what's important to me, right? Because, the scores are going to fluctuate because people are also comparing it to where they've already been, or, what they're hearing is going on elsewhere around the league. All of that is going into the grades. But if you have confidence that your ownership is going to make things better, then that to me is the single most important out of all of these grades.
And I agree with you on that part. Like you said, I think it's very important that your owner or that your players believe that the owner has their best at heart, so they want to make sure that their players are satisfied. So I agree with you on that. I do just say, like, that means you will have to get rid of all your strength and conditioning coaches.
If that's the grade, sure. I mean, that's on the coach. That's on the head coach also that hires this staff. If this is what your players are saying, and these are probably the positions that we don't see, the behind the scenes positions that we don't really hear about. But you would want to know that a strength and conditioning coach would be, a high priority position for your team.
It should be. It should be. Yeah.
It should be. But
help you get back from injuries, all that. Yeah. So definitely.
And, like, honestly, without this feedback, I don't think the ownership will know. I don't think, like I said, these grades that are put out there for us to criticize or for us to grade ourselves, it's an eye opener for the teams also. If the Falcons are sitting there saying, man, our strength and conditioning coaches aren't doing their best, once it gets out like this, then that means that Arthur Smith is somewhere saying, hey, whoever's over, strength and conditioning, I'm pretty sure that person has gotten a call, At least I would hope.
One team did.
So one team, she said, who?
Hold on, let me go back. I forgot. Somebody actually did get rid of their strength coach.
So there's one team, like she said, already has gotten rid of their strength.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. They got like he was recently removed from the position. The players did not like the strength coach.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
they got an F minus for their strength coach.
Who? They got a what?
F minus for the Ravens as a strength coach. So, and hey, that says a lot. And I think they were high too, as far as believing that the owner would make changes as well too, weren't they, Kanisha?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they did.
They did. That's. I mean, I guess that's what it's for. You don't give them a chance to do better. Look.
Hey, listen. Oh, yo, I know. Remember when you get a report card back in the cut? You didn't get to talk about it. You got the ass whooped, because teachers already put your grades in, So, yeah, hey, man, you got to go.
You gotta go. I can do better. No, you do some better than that.
Hey, can I talk to you? Let me say something. No.
All right.
Well, let's be fair. Let's be fair. So, the two in the NFC South is cool, but because you guys have two teams in the NFC East, let's go there.
Something else about the NFC South.
I'm sorry. She got some. She got another.
Yes, the Saints.
The Saints. Very, very high for treatment of family, but their food service is a F minus.
Which was shocking.
In New Orleans?
How do you have bad food in New Orleans?
So they don't provide dinners for their players. So if they have I think it's a 12 o'clock game, they'll give them a lunch or something like that.
A 3 o'clock lunch.
3 o'clock game, they give them a lunch.
But then they also said the food wasn't good, and I was shocked.
The quality of food is not good. You're right.
Wow. I was shocked.
Kennedy said that really shocked me. In New Orleans. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a shocker. But they A plus and B for everything else, which is that's a shocker. That's like you said, that's a shocker for New Orleans. New Orleans is known for their food. Like they got an A plus in team travel, and I don't really hold too much on team travel. I mean, there's only so much you can do for team travel. You don't
hold much on team travel.
I don't.
That me and OG talking about that last week.
Yes, in their first class.
Yeah, I think that was it. Okay, I said I'm not finna be 350 and then I got a seat buddy.
See what happens when you inherit your own team.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, I think I disagree with you. I think travel is important if you look at how much time they spend during the season having to travel, right? Like, I'm gonna say this. My husband has already put me on blast about my flight anxiety, right? And then shut up. This is something that they have to do, right? They have to travel for work. They have to travel to get to these games. And then you're traveling, and I know for me, I'm 5'2" and not very heavy. And I know if I'm on a flight for an extended period of time and then I have to get off the plane and do whatever vacation activity we're going to be doing and how that feels on the body. And so you translate that to a group of people who they're having to travel across this country for work, and then they have to get off of that plane and then perform at peak physical function. Like, if you're not comfortable, or if you have a roommate and you're not well rested, or, when you take all of those things into consideration, I'm thinking about how comfortable I like to be for vacation. And we're expecting these men to be at peak physical performance after this travel. I do think it's a big deal, how comfortable they are during travel. Now, some of this may be a little diva, some of this may be a little prima donna, but I'm thinking about the physical wear and tear this frequent travel is taking on their body, and how important it is to be comfortable and well rested if I have to then get out on this field and be able to perform without injury to myself. Like, that's a big deal.
Right. And what I think it is, for me, they're not flying commercial.
Right.
Like they used to fly commercial. They don't fly commercial anymore. So they're all flying private. They all got their own little planes that they fly on. Like they said, they probably they hold 100 people on the plane. They probably got whole rows to themselves. I don't. Yeah. I mean, it's not where they're sitting shoulder to shoulder on these planes. I don't believe they are.
They can't.
I've seen a lot of their flight like on social media, and I mean they're dancing, they're walking around. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's an uncomfortable situation.
But if you already been treated like, like you said, if you're being treated like a diva, you want to continue that type of diva status, or even on a plane.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But for everybody, I don't see how you can do that. Like,
but Dillon, are you saying that because your team only puts the staff and coaches in first class and then put the players in the back of the plane? That's why you saying that?
No. I think a lot of teams do that. I think a lot of teams do that. Huh?
That seemed to be a Cowboy special.
No, it is a Cowboy special because we're the Cowboys. But I think a lot of the teams do that. A lot of teams put their players in the back. A lot of teams don't offer first class for their players. Matter of fact, I don't even think the Browns do.
Oh, okay. I see how you want to do that.
That's the way he is. Can that's low down shade.
Hey, listen,
that's what he do. That's what he do.
That's fine by me. I can take the heat.
Look,
actually, the Browns, their report card says that they offer a good amount of first class seats to the players. So we're gonna try something else. You can top dog my team on something else, but that ain't it.
I thought somebody else's team out there. Okay, look. Yeah, but I don't. And then go to the hotels. They're not staying in bunk beds. Like they're suites. I'm sure and if they're not suites, you've been in a 2-bedroom hotel. Them bad boys, you got your own bed. You might have to wait to take a shower, but hey, that's not I'm not fussing about that.
But I did that when I was in college. I'm in the NFL now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I'm picky about who I room with anywhere, because you don't want to be, if you like to go to sleep early, you don't want to be in a room with a person that's gonna play music late at night and all that stuff like that.
Or somebody that.
I think they set you up with people that like that's your buddy. They ain't gonna set you up with the old lineman. They're gonna set y'all up together. Like
the old lineman had to be set up with somebody.
Yeah, probably his buddy. Probably his old lineman buddy. Like
sometimes you don't want to be in the room with your buddy. You know what I mean? Look.
So I interpret it as,
hey D,
level. You graduate to the next level. So when you're in high school, most high school teams don't sleep overnight. When they go to a game, they go and come back. When I get to college, now I'm traveling, I'm staying overnight. I got a roommate. Mm-hmm. Now I make it to the league. I shouldn't have no roommate. I should have my room. You got your room. I'm in the league now. League making billions of money. He's only making billions of money. Give me my own room, man.
And some teams don't stay. They'll go back home that night. Depending on how close it is. They don't stay.
Even the ones that don't play. Even the ones that don't play get their own room.
They stay before.
And then fail.
So am I on the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't regret.
So you gonna criticize me? We already talked about this. The one that you got 53 people that's going.
Right.
Practice squad don't go.
Right.
So I'm a grown man. Give me my own room.
But all 53 don't play. But all 53 don't play though.
Just because I'm on IR. Okay, so Dak Prescott was on IR. So he don't get his own room.
Today. You just didn't make the cut to play. You ain't got to be on IR.
If you don't make the cut to play, you're not on the plane.
Yeah, you are.
Huh?
Yeah. You got 53, 45.
Okay, I'm gonna make this simple. I'm gonna make this simple for you. If I'm on the team, I get my own room. Whether I'm playing, whether I'm not playing, give me my room. I'm a grown man.
Okay.
But NFL, you would think that they would get their own room. I would think so too, Kennedy. You know, there's no reason for grown men. You know, listen. You have a person that's in charge of getting rooms. You know, it has a budget. You know, there's no reason for me to go, Mr. Wright. Listen, you and Lil John. You know, y'all have to bunk together. We only got one key. I understand that. There should be no reason for that. There should be none.
You gotta get.
Come on here.
You gotta get rooms for everybody. You gotta get rooms for your players, your coaches, the owners,
that's their job.
Oh, yeah, that's their job.
The media people that come, all of them. You gotta get rooms for all of them.
You know, well in advance the schedule.
Right. You don't think that's factored into all this money that they got?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And you know, this your job. You know well in advance what the schedule is. When that schedule comes out, start doing your job. Setting it up.
Look at the teams. Look at the teams who book rooms together. Who have the roommate? Look at the teams. I wish I had them all down here who do that. The Commanders.
Y'all got y'all roommates. Y'all roommate.
Roommates. Yeah, roommates. They do roommates.
I don't agree with it. It is with my team.
Right. So they're not bringing in a whole lot of money. So you can't look, man. Y'all ain't playing well enough. To get your own room.
There you go, that shade shit. Excuse my French.
When the last time they won something?
It's enough of the shade. It's enough of the shade. When the last time y'all won something?
They don't have a brand that's doing something for them. You know what I mean?
When's the last time y'all won something?
But the brand,
last time I checked in February, you sitting right beside me.
The Chiefs got
the brand is making money. The Commanders, they owners stealing money.
Y'all get shit.
You know something? You have convenient amnesia. You listen to what the H you want to listen to. See, you finna make me get very unruly right now. But you listen to what you want to listen to.
Wasn't he denied? Wait a minute. Ain't he in trouble for not telling how much money he did?
Gee, what did I say when we started talking about this? What did I say?
You want him gone.
And what did I say? I say he's too busy trying to CYA to do anything dealing with this team. That's what I said.
I agree.
I admit what's something going wrong with my team.
I swear, I'm
Other
agreeing
people have a
with
problem with that.
I'm agreeing with
Other
you.
people have a problem with that. But you still trying to throw down shade at that though.
Well, I'm just saying that's why they are doing roommates, because they're not bringing in enough money. They're trying to keep all the money.
No. That's all I was saying. That's not what you said. No, that is not what you were saying. You trying to talk about brand and all this. You not talking about no money. That was just low down shade. That's all it was. So I'm gonna put you right there.
That wasn't a personal shot at you, OG. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. Think I believe that if you want to. I got some land down in Florida.
I know, right? What else you got, baby? So she told me that you right here. The Chiefs.
Their young players have to share.
They're young players.
Wait a minute. It don't matter. I thought it didn't matter.
It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. I didn't say it don't matter to them.
I'm gonna say this. I have traveled for work. I have traveled for work purposes, and I have traveled in groups for work. I have never been asked to share a room. Not only not asked to share a room, we specifically don't share rooms. I don't know anybody who travels for work purposes that have roommates in hotels. So it is shocking to me that the NFL.
Let me ask you this, Kanisha. Was it 75 of y'all going, or was just how many was going on the
Well, let me say this. When we are in DC and we have large federal events, it can be a whole lot of people. It can be several hotels worth of people.
And you know what?
And we still do not share rooms.
I've traveled with my wife. And look, me and my son, you know, look. So, no. No. I had to wait for her to get out of work, you know, but I'm just saying, you know. No, I mean, if you're grown enough, like I said, even if that were the case, the lowest person on the team makes what, 400,000, maybe, if you're on the roster.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, listen, you and Mr. Wright gonna be in the room. No. Hey, listen, do you have another room, please? Listen, I do not mind how much. $200. Okay, give me a room. I'm not finna play that game with G. You know,
you'll pay your out of pocket.
Right. Listen, there's no reason. I'll be like, they were like, look, put it on his bill, or let's get another room, add to the Chiefs bill.
No. Let me stop playing. I honestly agree with y'all. With that part, not the plane part. I don't fear the plane, but the rooms. Yeah. Hey, give my own room, damn it.
Yeah, but listen, hey, especially if his kids are all here and his wife are here, you know, and she keep on talking about her show. I was trying to go to sleep. Yeah. just imagine that situation. His daughter was cooking. She kept bringing cakes in here. You know, listen, they got their whole little situation. Can I please get another room? They need their own. The Wrights need their own room. Yeah.
So does the travel really affect the play of the players? If you look at, like you said, you got the Chiefs. I'm looking at the Bills. They got a D-. I'm not gonna say the Commanders. Let me see who else. The Patriots, they have a D+ in travel. Does that really affect the play of the players? These are teams that do well.
Yeah, but the people that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are in first class seats. They're also in their own rooms. They're not saying their whole team is bunked up. They're saying that their younger or less experienced players are. So I mean, it's not having a big impact on those teams because they're not putting the people that they're relying on in that situation. They're putting the backups to the backups in that situation. But for the teams that are putting the whole team in that situation, it probably is affecting how they play.
Like the Commanders.
Like I said again, if I was on I could be 50. I'd be man 53. I use the same example. Man, Charles, he got 8 brothers, all of them named Lil John, and they all in the room, and I was trying to go to bed. Hey, I was trying to be prepared for just in case I got in, and Charles, he got too many brothers, and they were in the room all night. It's got to be an issue. I'm sure it is. It has to be a problem.
It has to be. All right.
Yeah. You would be a problem, G. You have too many children. I'm sorry, you know, that ain't a terrible thing, but you know, look, you see children, it's good to see you. How long are you gonna be here? Come in, your dad finna go to bed. We gotta play tomorrow. You know, what you want to do? So I would imagine that's got to be the case. Or who am I to tell you that you can't see your sons? You know, gotta be crazy.
Yeah, the Bucks.
I got the 9-10 hour flight. I got the 9-10 hour flight to Germany. I got the 9-10 hour flight to Germany to play in Germany for the NFL. Then you go tell me I got to share a room with somebody?
And you don't want my kids in the room. Listen, my kids will destroy a hotel room. Seriously, I got some good ones. Man,
the Bucks do roommates too. The Tampa Bay Bucks do roommates.
Yeah. They would have caught on to me about game 8. Corey, are you continuously putting the room onto the team? Yes. Yes.
It's funny. I was supposed to be going to. Actually, I'm probably still going on a trip to Vegas with the fellas, man, from back home, man. So my mom was setting up the event for us, and she gave us back the price. We was like, oh man, this is a great price. It's like $300, you know, for like 4 nights or something. I was like, wow, this is great. I mean, I sent that to the fellas, man. And I didn't look at the details of it all. It was per double.
With 2 dudes.
Yeah, man. So, my boy was like, man, you gonna bunk with me? I said, oh, I ain't bunking with you. He's like, well, your mom sent this thing, man, and it say per double, man. So I guess this is for roommate. Y'all we doing it together. Oh no, y'all can do it together. I'm getting my own.
Oh man.
That's like, call my mom back. Hey, mom, this ain't gonna work. Why you trying to give us a double? We 48-year-old men. They 52. Like, why are we doing this? Yeah, so she had to change it. The price definitely went up. They was like, oh, we can't do this game. Gee, we can't do this. Yeah, so.
Look, my wife would tell you we did the same thing in Vegas about 6 years ago. I ain't gonna lie. Big shout out to my man Kyle Neal, but that boy, I'm telling you, he like a V8. Look, I woke up, I'm like, what's wrong with him? Well, I tell you, bro, like I said, there's no substitute for not knowing how somebody else sleeps. You know what I mean? All right, man, you died 20 times last night.
That sounds like sleep apnea written all over it.
Sleep is double apnea, boy. Listen.
Hey, Snack. Yeah, it's supposed to be me, Deuce, Daryl Dupree, Aaron Hadley, Aaron Murray, Mike Prince, Mike Franklin, Fred Gale. We was all supposed to be up there, man. Yeah.
Who you say?
Mike Prince.
Don't do it.
Yeah, we was all supposed to go.
All right, that's all right.
What's our NFC NFCE, please?
All right, NFC, man. Hey, let's start with the New York Football Giants, man. They ranked number 8 in the division, man. Actually, they're number 1 overall in training staff. They got pretty good ratings. Food is good. Everything is good for them. I see why people want to go there. Travel is great as well. The Philadelphia Eagles, they rank number 14th. Right in the middle of the pack almost. Not too bad. They still have some pretty high ratings as well. Their travel was low. Their travel was a D. So it seems like travel is a major problem for a lot of these teams. And I guess they're big boys. So anything a little too tight is going to be a problem, So I can say that's why I say I don't look at travel as a major thing, because I think all of them going to have a problem with travel, majority of them. So, but the Eagles, they were first in 3 categories, which makes them, for me, a good place to go to. Like if you want for a free agent, like I want to go to Philly. I mean, they first in strength and conditioning, first in the training staff, and food and service. So I think those are major, man. Do y'all see any issues with the Giants and the Eagles so far?
You look at me. So I think the biggest thing for me that surprised me and stood out about Philly is their ranking for treatment of families and the specifics of it. I think, I don't know how big of a deal it is. I guess like if you are a player like who is starting a young family, these things might be a bigger deal than maybe some others, but. So they do have a daycare room. They don't have a family room, but they have a family room for the coaches' family and for the operational staff family, but not the players' family. And I just thought like that was super weird. So the operational staff has a place for their family members during the game, but the actual players do not have a place for their families during the games. I thought that was really interesting. and then they have a room that they can use for daycare, but they have to bring their own sitters. Yeah. And I'm just like, that is interesting. Like, if I am focused on playing this game and I have a young family, like, I don't want to have to worry about that. Like, I want to just be able to be at the game. Like, I gotta bring a nanny or something along to be in the daycare room with the kids. That was just interesting. It doesn't seem to be a big deal because players are still happy there, but I did find that to be really interesting. So,
but I think it says about the Eagles is you probably have a more veteran team over there,
right?
You know, because you probably have a family or somebody at the house that you don't have to worry about your family coming there or whatever it may be, that they seem to be a little older. We don't have, and I hate to say the young kids are, you know, out there without the single parents, I guess you want to say, you know. So yeah, you know, look, the girlfriend like, man, I want to watch the game. Look, I can buy the babysit. I want to watch the game too. So I get it. I get it.
So I'm looking at on the inside, like I said, of the Eagles, like the plane. They're just showing. Look, it don't look any different now. Honestly, it's just showing rare footage of inside Skytrax. You know, the review of the Eagles plane, and it's set up the same way of any other team or any other airplane. They ride United. They fly United, and I don't see any extra amenities or if you Google inside Eagles airplane seats, it's the same. It's how they say it's the same shit. It don't look no different. Then I looked up Giants as we were talking too. Now Giants have showed rare photos too, but honestly, bro, it's the same stuff. They seat the same way. They don't change the configuration of the seats from what I'm looking at.
Plane, no, it's a plane.
It's a plane.
Yeah, it's a plane. Yeah, like they're not getting the private jet.
Right.
They're not getting that, and I think a lot of them are, I guess, expecting that. I guess
from what it looked like, they skipping a seat maybe, but as far as some of them may get a row, but so from what it's showing here, it's a lot of people flying on that Eagles staff. So like plus that 53, there's a lot of people riding on this plane.
Yeah, look. So the Cowboys got 2 planes. They take 2 flights. Wow. They have that many people going. So you'll take 1 flight, and then like the reporters and the media and
media come. There's a media section here too.
Flight. Yeah.
Wow.
So only like 2 riders probably get on the plane with the players, so they can kind of jot down what's going on the flight. How they feeling on the flight, on the way back, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Now, from what I'm looking at here, the New York Jets have the best plane facilities through JetBlue, and all the JetBlue seats are, comfort seats, with a lot more space. They just unveiled the new, their new plane, for the upcoming year. But JetBlue has provided the best service in terms of comfortability for an NFL team. Arizona Cardinals downgraded their plane.
Oh, we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about them on Wednesday.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Arizona. Oh,
yeah. So but that's that was, I know we're in the East, but yeah, that's the Eagles and Giants. United. I think they both fly United, but those seating arrangement hadn't changed.
And the reason the Cowboys complain, they fly Southwest.
Ooh. Well, the Southwest hub is in Dallas now.
I'm sorry. No, they don't. They fly American Airlines. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm about to say Southwest is in Dallas, right?
Yeah, their hubs in Dallas. Yeah.
American is there too. Mm-hmm. My wife said American Airlines is based out of Dallas also.
Okay.
But they have a whole hub out there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Kind of like Delta's here. Look, I ride and die with Delta. That's my flight. I ain't getting nothing. Yeah. Nothing.
I wish I could say I don't get on nothing else because we do. Sometimes we gotta get the spirit of the spirit. Jump out.
We don't get on Spirit.
Look, we got that one time. I ain't gonna lie, my wife nearly had a fit.
They boarded 3 families in the same seats. All of our boarding pass, we were all physically on the plane. Coming back from my grandfather's funeral, physically on the plane. Hey. All of our boarding passes had the same seat assignment. 3 families. We just all sitting there looking.
Hey, we like this. Look, they looking like we in 5B. We like. You 5B too. Look, they look. You keep looking at that paper like it ain't been changed. Look, I got that same thing you got, big homie. I got here first, and we are not leaving. We're just trying to.
That was the first and last time.
Look, you know how they. Look, you in the seat already. I think you're in my seat.
Oh. No. Next at Phoenix, Arizona, they fly Spirit Air.
Spirit Air. What's Spirit Air? It's extra.
That's below.
I mean, Spirit
Air. OG, man, you got any takes on Philly and the Giants?
Nah.
No. All right. Well, we kind of jumped to the Commanders already. You want to jump back into the Commanders some more?
Yeah, I might want to.
Kanisha, go ahead.
I mean, they just need to control, alt, delete, and start over. Ooh. And Chuck said that they just need to start over. It's just there were not too many redeeming qualities there. Like he said, their owner apparently is focused on other things, and that's evident because their players had zero confidence, basically, that the owner was says the locker room does not have confidence that club owner Dan Snyder is willing to invest to upgrade the facility. So there's nothing really to build on. They pretty much need to start over in every category except their strength coaches. They have great strength coaches. The players love them. That part is great.
Yeah, the top number 1.
So let me go through this real quick. And like we just said, this is from your players. These are your players that are telling your organization or telling your owner where we need to be looked at or where this needs to be bumped up. So the treatment of families, the players give it an F. They're saying that the Washington Commanders, don't care about the treatment of families. And it goes back to OG saying, listen, this is coming from your owner. You need to get rid of this dude. What else was it? F. The training room, F. The locker room, F-, and then team travel, F-. And this is coming from your players. And then at the same time, these same players are going out there and getting wins. They're doing their job. But on the outside of things, they're grading your ability to own a team as they're flagging it.
Their training staff was it says many players reported they do not want to do their rehab here. That's crazy.
Yeah. Rather rehab elsewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's all right. The Cowboys. All right, y'all don't want me to talk about the Cowboys, so y'all go ahead and talk about them. I see OG roll his eyes already.
All right, so look, we'll go through the categories. I mean, they got an overall A-, overall. So like the treatment of families is A+. No, it's not an A plus overall because y'all got a C minus on the travel team, so that doesn't give y'all an A plus.
It says A plus overall. I'm just saying what it says.
So if y'all A plus overall, why y'all not number one?
Because we have a C minus in our thing. Minnesota has all A's. They just don't have as many. We have. Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry. I just wanted to just correct that. It was an A plus.
Okay, well, A plus to A minus, whatever. So they got, and let's say, okay, A plus. Treatment of families, A plus. The food service is A. Weight room, A plus. Strength and coaches, A plus. They got a B for their training room. A minus on the training staff. The locker room was A plus, but the travel was a C minus. Which got 23rd in the league. So overall, I mean, it's a great. It is A plus. When it says here, see what it says.
No, that's for families.
That's just for families. Okay, yes. Oh, my bad. So it ain't A plus overall.
I don't know. I don't see the overall.
Yeah, I don't see the overall one. That's Galen, but
I saw it overall.
Nevertheless, like I said, this is what you want to see, and all teams don't have that, and you want to be able to strive for that. Nevertheless, I know the OG don't like when I keep saying that, but you got an owner that wants to have those grades out there. They want to do that. Okay. You got some owners that want to get better, sort of like mine.
That's the family column, Galen.
That's the family column, Galen.
Go to the top. That's the family column.
No, it's not. Treatment of families. Oh.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, right. So what it was saying, like we understand that, I want to give credit where credit is due. There's some teams out there that other teams want to, focus themselves. They want to follow themselves on, or what's the word I'm looking for? They want to be like these teams. They want to mimic,
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying, like, with these categories, you don't want to be like Jerry Jones. Everybody can't be Jerry Jones, but you want to have A pluses and those A's and A minuses in those categories.
Oh, well, then I got all the doggone what calls wrong then. I thought
you got all you get.
I thought all the calls.
Yeah. So you got an overall A, not an A plus, but you got an A, which is great,
How do you figure it was A?
There is no overall.
There is no overall. But I'm saying, but when you got a B and a C minus, you can't say it's A plus when you got a B and a C on there. You're not A plus all the way, Galen. You can't have it all. You are.
I thought the first one was the overall.
No.
Your merit row, not honor row. Honor row can't have it.
Merit row.
So I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So going through all these report cards, are we saying that Galen tried to say that the teams what's the terminology he used? You're not worthy of doing certain things because you're not raising no money, or whatever the case may be. So do we think that these basic overall ratings, what part do they play?
From the teams? From the players?
For the players, teams, what part do they play? Are we saying since Washington is 32nd that people don't want to go there and play? I think that's what Galen wanted to say.
Yeah. I think that is a major part of it.
Okay. So the Chiefs, who just won the Super Bowl, are ranked 29th. Want to go there and play?
So I would say this, Chuck. I see it a little different than Galen does. I don't think, and that's what was so interesting to me about this. Right, the purpose of this tool is to help players understand what's going on with different teams and figure out where they're going. I think, right, it's a good tool in one way. It helps the teams know where they need to improve. It helps with transparency. But then on the other hand, I think, okay, I will take Cleveland and Atlanta, for example, right? We're very close in ranking. Cleveland is 21, Atlanta is 23. But I think being in the lower half of ranking hurts my team more than it hurts Corey's team because of the market that you're dealing with. I think that certain markets already have a harder time recruiting talent, whether it's because of where it is or whatever stigma currently follows the team. So I think that if you are a a team that is not already considered in a desirable location or one of the bigger cities or bigger markets, I think that scores like these are more harmful than, you know, the bigger markets where there are always going to be players that are going to want to come to Atlanta because it's Atlanta. The same reason people want to move to Atlanta. So
I don't want to play here though.
What I'm saying is, it's not a big of a hurdle for Atlanta to overcome with this report card than it is a smaller market team.
Washington is not a smaller market team though. You saying Cleveland is a smaller market?
Yes, I'm not picking on any. I'm not talking about, you know, Washington or anything like that. I'm just saying in general, he's asking how this tool is going to be used, and I'm saying it's going to be used different based on what the team is. I think when you look at a team like the Cowboys, it's obvious that they have money and it's obvious that their owner is willing to spend it. So even if they're not on the winning side of record, I think that does help them with recruitment because it's one, it's a big city, and two, players are looking at it like, okay, this owner is going to spend money. But on the flip side, if you're in a smaller market and you have a owner that's not spending in these areas that they're ranking, it's a little bit more harmful. So I don't think it's just hard and fast. But then on the flip side, you do have winning records too, right? Like you said, if KC is rated 29, but if a player is looking for a championship and they feel like that's a place where they can get one, then these scores might not matter as much to them. I think it's a whole total picture.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kenny. I'm sorry.
No, that was all I'm saying. It's just a whole total picture. It depends on what that player is looking for and where they are in their career. If you're on the tail end and you're trying to just get a chip before you leave, you might not care, you know, whether or not there's a family room. You looking at what the team's record is and whether or not you think they're going to win in that next coming season. But if you are younger in your career and you're looking to settle someplace, you know, in a franchise where you're going to be for an extended period of time, you're looking at the longevity. You're looking at that financial investment and all those things.
Yeah. And I think it matters. So you said Kansas City. Yeah, people want to go there because they're winning right now. But let's say they're not winning. They're not going to want to go there.
But right now, with the list we're talking about, they winning.
Right. Well, the Commanders. Nobody want to go to Commanders.
Why you don't? Airbnb just came. He didn't care about the facilities.
He had to take any job that was given him. Look,
man, he was that Kansas. Don't go there, G. See, don't go there. There go that low down shade again. Don't go there.
He had to take a job. Man. He had to take a job.
Don't go there. Don't go there, G.
It's the players we're talking about. It's the players.
Right? They have a competing team, G. They're not terrible. They're not a terrible football team.
Man, competing at what?
Huh? They did pretty well this year. They did better. Like so, like
Corey. Don't waste your time, man. Because he thinks that everything is peaches and cream in Dallas. And it's
wait
not.
A minute, y'all. But we all tell me he competing. 8 and 9 is pretty well.
I'm just saying they did better than what.
But like I say, you can sit here and talk about records all you want to till you blew in the face.
You brought up Kansas City record.
I didn't bring up their record.
You did.
What did I say about their record, G?
You said they won, right?
What did I say about their record?
You just said they won.
Did I call it the record? Did I call it the record?
That's part of it, OG.
What I'm saying is Kansas City is 29th. You gonna talk about suppose they not winning. We can't suppose they hit the lottery tonight. You can't suppose they winning. People gonna go there regardless of what their record is.
I just changed it. So you went to them. Y'all are 32nd. They're not. People don't want to come to y'all. Y'all are ranked 32nd in the league.
So who wants to come to you because y'all fear?
Nobody want to come to Washington.
Who want to come to Dallas because y'all fear?
Odell.
Yeah, okay. Is he there?
Odell.
Is he there? Is he there?
Yeah, we can't sign him yet, but don't worry about it. We can't sign him yet.
Who y'all signed right for the playoffs started?
T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
T.Y. Hilton. He wanted to come.
And where he end up at?
Y'all ain't bringing him back.
Yeah, he probably will. He probably come back again.
Where he end up at?
With the Cowboys. What do you mean? He played with us.
Okay. In February, where were you at?
Huh?
February, where were you? In February, where were you?
What my wife is saying is
sit beside me. You
I
always
don't
bring
think
up
that's
that
what we're
crap.
talking about, OG. We're talking about wanting to come to the team, OG. That's what we're talking about. Nobody want to come to the Commanders. Y'all ranked 32nd, man.
I'm mute yourself.
We gotta go.
Everybody will come to y'all either.
Everybody want to come to the Cowboys, man.
Yeah, believe that if you want to. I got some land down in Florida too. It's in the
They
hurricane
all-
zone.
I've always said the Cowboys, they're Reds Haven. They're Reds Haven players.
But they're doing improving. They're the same place. They end up the same place as everybody else.
I want to come to upgraded improvements. You know,
Corey, would you want to come play for the Cowboys?
Don't ask Corey that. Don't ask Corey that.
I would want to play for a team with that grade.
Thank you. That's all right. There you go.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a question then. So you say you want to play for a team with that grade.
I said,
So
I
Lamar
would.
Jackson. Okay, listen. So Lamar Jackson is about to be out there potentially, depending on what the Ravens do. So if the Commanders offer him more money than Atlanta, where do you think he's going?
Probably Atlanta.
If he was, I would say between the two. If he was smart, Atlanta.
Money talk, bullshit walk.
Here's the thing. I'm agreeing with what you said, right? Your ownership right now is what your ownership is. And the consensus is that your owner is not going to invest in the team. Lamar Jackson is still, he is, yes, he wants money, but he is also solidifying his name in this league, right? And if he does not believe that Dan Snyder is going to invest in making that a reality for him, if you're paying him, that's one thing. There have been many professional ball players who have sacrificed their own coins for the overall success of their team. And I think that it is important to Lamar Jackson what his name ends up being in this league. He is still working towards a goal. And I think if his choice is between the Commanders and Atlanta, if Dan Snyder is at the helm, and if I was his family member, I would be gearing him to Atlanta.
Because my treatment of families is B. Y'all's treatment of family is F.
No, because
the owner wants to work with them. They want to make things better in Atlanta. The owner does.
Whoop-de-whoop-de-doo.
And on that note, man, we about to close this show.
Oh, no, you're not gonna close this show out without me saying something about my South Carolina doggone women Gamecocks being 32-0 and winning the SEC championship.
32-0.
You're not gonna do that.
Go ahead.
You're not gonna do that.
All right, this segment is brought to you by Good Families. Go ahead, OG.
Oh, I just said what I was saying. I'm done.
Oh, that was it. Okay,
The rest of it will come out in March. The rest of March.
That's right. March Madness is coming up, man. Hey, the TCY family, we doing our bracket again? Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course. I gotta win it one more time. You know,
yes, right.
You're winning like me. Y'all heard what I was.
Only one person do back to back on something. That's me.
Oh, Lord. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us, man. Episode 77 in the books. Tanisha Davis, thank you for coming on and bringing that stuff, that good knowledge. Hey, thank you for putting that out for us to go in depth in these draft, these report cards, man. So we appreciate that. We're going to hit some other teams on Wednesday. So we can talk some more trash about somebody else's team. All right. My guy Mark Small, Snack Panther, James Littlejohn, Littlejohn, Lineball Chrissy, Kennedy Wright, NF Skull, my nephew, Darlene Miller was on the show, man. What's up, D?
Oh,
I saw D at the game. Yeah, I saw D at the
Look, take care of all my kids. Yeah, all right. Look.
D,
big shout out to Johnson.
Yeah.
Listen. I got it.
I saw her at the game Saturday.
Darlene, listen. When I tell you, them reared some good children out there, bro.
Man, hey, she is the best, dog. She is the best.
Man,
And we may have missed, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We love y'all. Remember to join us for the Adaptive Life Foundation Charity Golf Tournament, April 10th, man. And then make sure y'all go check out my guy Alvin Jameson at alvinjameson.com. We love y'all. We'll see y'all on Wednesday, baby, 8 o'clock. We are out. Oh, remember, keep your head on swivel and keep God first. We are out.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I thought she had to say something. Oh, what?